Alrighty everyone, welcome to this video about missed call textback. And if you've been following my channel and if you've been following my agency journey, then you know that missed call textback is an amazing automation that I love selling to businesses just because of how valuable it is. And I've just found a way to make it even easier to sell for you as an aspiring agency owner who wants to sell this to local businesses. And this is a guaranteed way that you can sell it for at least $100 a month. I sell it anywhere between $200 to $350 a month, but as you're starting out, it's okay to go a bit lower. But honestly, it's like every time they miss a call, it's like money in our pocket. So it's an amazing, amazing automation. And what I did is I built a ROI calculator that you can actually use to show them numbers. You can show your lead and prospect numbers on exactly how much money you're going to be saving them by implementing this automation into their business. And I'm providing it to all of you guys completely free of charge. You can use the code and you can use the actual calculator that I made, which I'm going to show you in just a sec. But if you're new here and you don't really know what missed call textback is, just as a quick overview. So what happens is when businesses get phone calls, a lot of the times they aren't able to pick up the phone for whatever reason, especially smaller businesses. If they're the ones who are doing the jobs, they're on site, like, your local plumber, electrician, landscaper. They're out doing the jobs. They're not there to manually answer the phones. They don't have staff or receptionists. So what happens is when a lead calls their business and for whatever reason, they don't pick up the phone, if they don't have any system in place, the lead gets a dead number, it's a missed call, and then usually it's an emergency or they're not very loyal to this service provider. So they're just going to go on to the next one. They're going to call whoever's next in line, call their competitors. Whoever answers is going to win the business. So this isn't ideal for our clients because they're obviously leaving a lot of money on the table. And missed call textback is an amazing way for us to capture that value for them. So here's an example for a screenshot from one of my actual clients. So you can see here that there was a missed call that came in. It came in at 2:40 p.m. And then you can see as soon as the missed call comes, like literally a minute later, depending on what you want to set as a time frame, an automatic text message will go out saying, hey, it's so-and-so from this business. Sorry, I missed your call. What can I help you with? And then the point is that instead of that lead moving on to the next person, they're like, oh, someone actually responded to me. There's something happening here. Let me engage in a text message conversation instead. So now the lead, immediately replies back, I'm looking for so-and-so tires. This is a tire shop. And then they let you know exactly what you're looking for. Then my client can just check their text messages and then respond and then engage the lead straight from there, rather than losing this entire deal. So that's basically how it works. Obviously, when this is done across an entire month, there's a huge volume depending on the business, and then this can start to add up. So what I did was I made a calculator here that you can actually take the snippet of code. So I provide you with the code, and then you can actually embed this onto your website or your landing page or your demo account. And then you can actually run the numbers with them, and then you can work out exactly what the ROI is going to be. And I'm going to take you through some examples right now. But just to show you how valuable this is, so this is directly from my client's sub account, and you can see their missed call numbers. So if you zoom in over here, first time call status, missed calls. This was in November, so this is their busy season, and in the month of November they missed 107 calls. So we're going to put those numbers into the calculator, and I'm going to show you how much money I potentially had saved them just by implementing this automation. And now he's got like staff and stuff set up, so he's missing less calls, but 12% is pretty high, especially with the volume that he's doing. So this is the calculator inside of a high level landing page or a website. So you can directly embed these straight there. But as an example, so these are the different parameters. So for the actual client value, so I don't know, his average profit per deal, but I can't imagine it's less than like $200. So at a conservative, number, we'll put 200. For the number of missed calls per month, let's do November as an example, we'll put 107. And then for the close rate, so this is something that you can actually ask your lead, like on the call, what percentage do you close? But I'll just do as conservative as I can, even if we put like a 15% close rate. So I mean, that example that you saw in the screenshot that I put, they're looking to buy. Like they're looking, if he has those tires, they're going to buy. So his close rate is probably very high, probably closer to 30, 40%, because they're inbound leads. A lot of them are referrals. So he doesn't want to miss them. But I'm going to show you on a conservative 15%. So I'm going to do calculate ROI. And then this is what we get. So the money left on the table in November, if he didn't have missed call textback, would have been over $3,000. In this example, even if we charged him $99 a month, his ROI is going to be over 3,000%. That's literally insane. And these are actual numbers. These are conservative numbers. If I was being more realistic, if he's closing, let's say like 25% of the calls that he gets, and he's making closer to like, let's say, $400 per call, that's $10,000 left on the table, a 10,000% ROI. Literally insane to think about. Now we can run some other numbers for other industries. So let's take like a roofer, for example. So roofers a higher ticket than a tire shop. So they do jobs, ranging between $5 to $15 to $20,000. But again, we'll do a conservative estimate. Let's do $5,000. And missed calls, obviously lower volume than a tire shop. So let's say maybe they missed 15 calls a month. That's not a lot. But let's say that they close 20% of the calls that they get. If you do the calculation of the ROI, that's $20,000 left on the table that we can get them for just $100 a month with an 18,000% ROI. Let's go even more conservative, whatever. Let's go like 10%. That's a 9,000% ROI. So you can have this open in front of them and you can run the numbers with them and say, like, this is literally a no-brainer. There's money that you're leaving on the table that I'm going to generate for you and save back in your pocket. Another one that I really like is with realtors because of two reasons. One is that they are actually extremely busy. So they do actually miss a lot of phone calls, and this is very valuable for them. And number two, the phone calls that they miss are actually very, very high ticket because they're selling houses. They get a commission on, 1 to 3%. These are very high ticket commissions that they're missing out on. As a conservative estimate, we can say $10,000 is the average deal size for a realtor. And let's say that they miss maybe 25 calls a month. I think that's fair. For the top realtors, it could be 100, 200 calls a month. Like, seriously. Now, the close rate is obviously going to be lower because they're selling houses, and naturally the conversion rate isn't that high. So let's say 1% as a very conservative estimate. Calculate my ROI. And for just $100 a month, we can generate them $2,500 of missed revenue with a 2,500% ROI. So for anybody that you need to sell this to, having this calculator is going to make it a complete no-brainer. Like, the numbers don't lie. A lot of these business owners are logical, analytical. So just seeing it in front of them, breaking it down like this is going to help you sell these automations and sell this one specifically. So if you want to know exactly how to implement this into your business, I have the code available inside my school community. It's available inside the resource vault that I have. So one, if you're not in the community, then join using the link in the description below. If you are in the community, if this is where you're watching it, and you are a licensee or an affiliate, then you have access to the code inside the resource vault. You can literally just copy and paste that into any funnel that you have, and it's going to open this up for you. I definitely recommend putting it on your website. It could be a huge, huge value add, especially when you're running demos and you're, talking with these business owners. It can be a huge game changer. All right, I hope it was useful, and I'm looking forward to you guys using it. Take care. Bye.